This week you get a little break from your PICO question and from the rigorous work you've been doing with that, and it's a little more interactive this week. If you are a hybrid student, you'll be doing this face-to-face. You don't need to submit anything to Canvas, but if you are an online student, then this is the assignment that you will be completing this week. Please look at the concepts and the unit outcomes, as well as the overall assignment description. But what you're going to be doing is looking more at quantitative versus qualitative research. Sometimes students have a difficult time differentiating between the two, and so what we're going to do is a small activity where you will be doing a little mock study of your own as far as quantitative and qualitative studies go. This is not anything nursing related, but what you're going to do is just see how each type of study is approached, structured, and how the evidence from that can be shared. So first you're going to look at quantitative, and you're going to be creating a questionnaire with at least 10 data points. So for example, you could ask people, which of the following kind of music do you listen to when you study? Jazz, classical, country, metal. You would list 10 different types of music, where each of those would be its own data point. And then you need to get responses from at least 10 people. This doesn't have to do with studying. It could be asking people what their favorite Christmas cookie is, what their favorite activity is, but you need to make sure that you have a preset list for them to choose from that has at least 10 data points. Then you will be sharing the raw data. We're not doing any statistics in this class, but you'll be sharing the overall findings that you came across. So if you look down below, here's a grid, and this, because it gets fairly complex, you will be doing as a Word document and then loading into this assignment section. So you need to tell what your question was, what your 10 different options were, and then how many people selected each option, and that's the raw data. Please put a summary of your overall findings. So for example, a certain option was by far the lead, or you had a tie, or whatever that may be. Any limitations you found. So for example, did you find that you gave 10 options and people didn't like any of them, or people wanted something that wasn't on the list? Also, changes you'd possibly make. Is there a chance that the question you thought you were asking, that you thought was fairly straightforward, is not exactly how it's interpreted by others? So if so, what changes would you make? And then you're going to be doing a qualitative study. Now, a qualitative study gets more into looking at lived experiences, and it's not something you can quantify. It's not a number. So you're going to create 1 or 2 interview questions. They need to be open-ended. A really good second question is, why? Or a statement of, tell me more. And so you're going to create a question that's qualitative, and then you're going to go and ask 2 to 4 people to tell you more about that experience, and you're going to take notes to see what they share. So if we go back down to the qualitative portion, what was your question, and then what were some of the responses you got? It doesn't need to be a full transcript word for word, but kind of bullet point a bunch of themes that popped out, a bunch of things that they stated. And then what you're going to do is, looking over the responses you got from those 4 people, what's an overall finding? So let's say, for example, that your open-ended question or statement is, tell me about your favorite vacation. And as each person is telling you about their favorite vacation, you're going to look for themes as to why that was their favorite. So was it based on location? Was it based on temperature? Was it based on family togetherness? Was it based on exciting outdoor activities? You're going to see what theme you tend to find over and over throughout the responses. And so make sure you tell what themes emerged. Again, any limitations, and then any changes you would make. Qualitative questions in particular can be interpreted differently by different people, and so how might you word that differently, or what different follow-up questions might you include if you were to do that again in the future. So you just need to make sure that you meet all the criteria listed in the rubric, and please let us know if you have any questions.